issue, which would explain why the car had to be pushed to the garage on the dolly jacks, with presumably those rear wheels locked into position.
And indeed, actually pushing it with such urgency that it didn't even get it on the dollies properly. One of the wheels actually was on the floor there. Just as the cars got away, the cars came down under the Dunlop Bridge and down towards Tete Rouge. Another glimpse for us, and the pictures we can see what an enormous crowd there is this year for Le Mans 24 Hours. Widely predicted to be an all-time record here, despite the weather we've had throughout this week, and the weather we've actually got right now. People, I think, looking forward trackside, I'm sure you all are, to this drying up pretty quickly. But it has been an extraordinarily busy week here at the Le Mans 24 Hours. The campsites are packed, clearly still getting busy as people actually arrive even now to watch this race. But we're all looking forward, all of us, to getting this thing underway as soon as possible.
Brad Pitt has done his main job for this year, which was waving the French tricolour to start the race, and that's exactly what we've done, but behind the safety car, unfortunately. So Neil Janney at the wheel of the number 2 Porsche technically leads the race from Timo Bernhard in the number 1 Porsche. The 2 Toyotas behind, Mike Conway and Sebastian Buemi. Then it's Andre Lotre in the 7 and Loic Duval in the 8.
A very minor procedural point, Johnny, but remember at Le Mans we have 3 safety cars, so there are actually 3 safety cars circulating. So if anybody should come into the pits, for example, at the end of this first lap, and this is not a formation lap, this is a racing lap, if anybody should come into the pits at the end of this lap, then they will be able to come back out of the pit lane again, but they will then take up station behind whichever safety car they happen to pick up. So there are 3 safety cars circulating, and they will endeavour, they're usually pretty good at it, to maintain their position at 1/3 distance around the racetrack. The cars that are in the pit lane will not be allowed out until the main crocodile of cars, the main train of cars, comes through those. So they won't be allowed out just yet. They can only come out of the pits once the main train of cars goes through at the end of its first, I'll say racing lap, even though it's a racing lap behind the safety car. But this is lap 1 of the race. I think it's for those people who count.